Hi, in this video, we're going to delve into the answer to the question about how to change your mindset about working out. For far too many people, working out is a chore and extremely uncomfortable, yet they know how important it is to do that for their overall mental, physical, and emotional well-being. So let's delve into the answer of that question. First part of this video, we're going to talk about the importance of taking responsibility. The second part, we're going to talk about the importance of cleaning up your memories. The third part of the video, we'll kind of talk about applying heat or habit, emotion, attitude training. And in the fourth section, we'll take a look at utilizing synergy to get your results. And in the last part, we're going to talk about turning habits into rituals. In the very last part of this video, we'll take a look at a real-life example. All right, let's talk about taking responsibility. Taking responsibility is crucial if you're going to make that shift in your mindset. You need to take responsibility for your time. You need to take responsibility for your memories. And in particular, what we're really going to talk about is taking responsibility for the labels you've accepted, the labels you give yourself, and the beliefs that you have. For many people who are athletes, right, working out goes hand in hand with being an athlete. But for so many others, working out is a chore. Working out is something that they dread. Working out, there are all kinds of negative beliefs and labels that you've given yourself associated with this idea of working out and what it entails. Beliefs around comfort level and about your health and well-being. All of those we need to explore and be able to categorize and catalog so we can learn to deal with those. You also need to take responsibility for the emotions that you have, right? The emotions around working out, the emotions you have around who you are, the emotions you have around your body. All of that is part of taking responsibility, and it's the first step in this 5-stage process that you need to be able to go through in order to shift that mindset. The second part is actually cleaning up, all right? So you're taking responsibility by actually going through and cleaning up your past, cleaning up these memories. You're going to identify those labels. You're going to identify those beliefs. You're going to begin to say, all right, this is a good one. This one will help me. This one, not so good. You've got to identify those in a positive and negative. Same with the emotions, right? You need to analyze your time, because if you're not currently working out, you're going to need to give something up time-wise in order to work out. We all have the same amount of time, 1,440 minutes a day. So if you aren't currently spending that working out, then something is going to give, and you need to figure out what it is that's going to give. You need to understand where you're spending your time in order to figure out what it is that's going to give so that you can spend it working out. So once we go through that process of cleaning things up, then you've got to actually begin to build the positive habits. This is this idea of habit, emotion, attitude training. So you've got to build some habits in your life, not just around working out, but around dealing with stress and your emotions and your motivation, which comes from some of those things, in order to proceed. You need to be regularly reinforcing the reasons why you want to do this in the first place. You need to build those habits into your life. Ideally, morning and evening rituals. They're going to help you set up procedures in place in order to get those daily micro goals, those important things of like the things you need to do to make sure that you follow through with this desire to actually step outside that comfort zone. This is one of the great areas of that prevent people from following through, is this uncomfortable. So you've got to begin to develop these habits around emotion and attitude training, which include becoming comfortable with being uncomfortable. You've got to adopt this belief. So adopting that belief requires some repetition and regulation in your life, and that's where these applying heat comes into play. Fourthly, you really need to develop some synergy. That means accountability partners. You've got to share your goals, share it publicly, utilize social media, have a workout partner, have your spouse, friend, teammate, colleague, whoever it is who can hold you accountable. Do it with them. Figure out what are the obstacles that would prevent this outcome from happening. So you have an outcome to develop this workout routine. What will that look like? What would prevent this from occurring? So if you step back 30 days from now and see that it failed, what caused it to fail? When you know what caused it to fail in your own mind, you can set up those little micro goals to counter those reasons that kept you from following through. And synergy is a vital aspect of this. It is vital to find that person or people who will hold you accountable, that you can do it with, and utilize that power. When more than one people come together for a common goal, it's far more likely to come to fruition. And lastly, is these habits need to become rituals. And by rituals, we're talking about something that is special. You have created some sort of aspect to this that makes it really important to you, right? You have some sort of saying, lighting candles, listening to certain music, going to a certain place. You've ritualized this practice to make it more valuable and meaningful to you. So when you take those habits and they become a ritual by applying some sort of technique that's unique to you, it's got to be unique to you, then it has that much more power and consistency in your life. So real life story, let me tell you my story. So I had been an athlete, but like so many of us, kind of got out of the habit. When I first met my wife, I was running regularly, long distances. I had run half marathon. I had entered a marathon, didn't complete the marathon. I did get 22 miles in before my body began to break down a little bit. So I had been active. And then life happens, right? So like many of you, kids came along and all those activities and getting involved in their lives. And quite honestly, I never really liked working out. I didn't really like running, but I liked the fact that I was able to still play baseball. I was able to do skiing. I was able to play volleyball. I was able to do all these activities and do them well because I was in shape and in condition. And that kind of kept me going. When I lost that motivation, and it wasn't a loss, and I poured my life into my kids and all those activities, and I didn't take the time or make the time for myself. And I began to gain weight. So over the first 10 years of my marriage, I put on 50 pounds, all right? I actually even put on another 20 pounds over the next 10 or so years. And I finally didn't like the way I felt. Finally realized that, this has got to change. So part of that was creating some new habits and new rituals and my own belief systems and putting that all out there. I had to go to work on myself. And I did. And I hired a coach to help me do that. And in a year's time, I lost 30 pounds, started reshaping my body, started getting myself into better condition. And for the last 5 years, I am those morning rituals. I utilize all those things I just talked about. I have been able to maintain that physical fitness and workout routine that I now have and have been utilizing for over 5 years now. So if I can do it, you all can do it as well. Again, I invite you to subscribe to our channel. Check out all the other videos. In particular, you might want to check out the video, How to Change the Mindset of a Team. So go check that out today.